Yo, what's going on, guys? Here's a rare Lunalight video from me because Konami has released a Lunalight card so good that it is almost everything we ever wanted. It is almost everything we ever needed, but it's just a little bit off. It is just a little bit not good enough for that, but I still think it's an important card to play in your deck, and it's an important card to consider when deck building, so we're going to take a look at it right now. So, reading this card, what Scarlet Tiger does is basically any turn that you activate a Lunalight card effect on a new chain after you activate that effect, you can special summon itself, and then if your opponent has activated an effect that turn, you can add a polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Also, if it's sent to the graveyard, it can special summon a monster from your extra deck or graveyard, except that monster can't activate its effects. And that except part is really, really important. It's a clause of the card we didn't know about until it was released today, and unfortunately it does hamper the card a bit. We expected the effect to be negated like Emerald Bird. However, it being not be, you can't activate it at all is a completely different thing, right? Because you can't activate the effect of Kaleido under this card, whereas under Emerald Bird, you can still use Kaleido effect to send, because, Kaleido is a send for cost, and it being negated doesn't matter. However, Scarlet Tiger does open up a lot of interesting possibilities. You have to remember that Lunalight is in a state where we need more extenders, right? We need more ways to play after we get hand trapped. If Gold Leo gets Veilered or Impermed or Ashed, it's almost over some of the time. However, we were playing cards that would solve that. We tried playing Foolish Burial Goods, which doesn't really do anything if Gold Leo is imperm. There's not a line that Goods does on its own, I believe, but there is a line it does with another Lunalight name. We tried playing Super Duper Polymerization, which could do it if you summoned the Gold Leo off of a Silverhound, but not if you normal summoned the Gold Leo, which was how you were doing it 90% of the time. However, I'm here to show you a line that does work when Gold Leo gets imperm, and I think that's one of the more important parts of Scarlet Tiger. The thing you have to remember about Lunalight gameplay is that fundamentally, if your combo resolves, you win, right? So it doesn't matter if there's a dead card in your hand and your opponent doesn't interact with your Gold Leo and you can't use Scarlet Tiger effect to summon, it's only a body, because if your combo has resolved by the time you activate Gold Leo effect, by the time you get to double Liger, Baguska, and possibly if you're feeling fun about it, you can do an Alan Burson line in there as well, you have won the game. Now, there are a couple of things to consider. One, this is a pure extender. It is not a starter, which means the ratios for playing it are really awkward, right? You already have the same amount of starters that you always had in the Lunalight deck, right? I think it's 3, 2, 2, and then some people play 3 of the Masquerade. I like playing 1 this format. You can play 2 if you're not playing this Foolish Burial Goods package. I just have this in here as experimentation. Do not take this as a serious list. This is all experimentation, right? And then you have your Breaker lineup. But I think it is super, super interesting. I don't think Lunalight as a deck needs more starters. I think Scarlet Tiger is enough of a 2-card combo piece. For example, Kaleido plus this, I believe, is combo, right? Because you can Kaleido send Yellow Marten, use it to summon itself, then Yellow Marten bounce that, make a rank 4, search Fractal, not search Fractal. Search Tanky, grab Fractal, send Silverhound for Gold Leo, and from there I believe it is full combo. It's just really, really important to consider that this is a pure extender. And while it is an extremely good pure extender, and it goes really well going second, because going second is just a free route to polymerization, it isn't non-engine at the end of the day, right? Super Duper does things that this card can't do. However, this card does a lot of things. It opens up possibilities. It makes Nyarla a card that I like again, a card that I famously hated. It makes Polymerization a really powerful breaker because you can get it back from graveyard using this card as well. So there's good consideration to put a Guardian Chimera in here. My biggest gripe with Guardian Chimera before was that if you use Guardian Chimera, you were losing access to a lot of resources. However, I think this fixes a lot of those problems. It gets you poly more easily. It gets you a body after you Chimera. It's a lot of things, right? And we have a couple other things to consider as well. Even though Gallant Thief is coming soon and Lava Golem is in the format, we can stop this, right? If your opponent is going for a pure breaker approach, you can Alan Burson them to the Sun and Moon and back, either by sending a Mask of Restrict to stop tribute something, setting a Prohibition to call something, grabbing Exchange, right? To just rip the card out of their hand and then take the 18%er that they don't have another one, or do something like Black Goat Laughs and just call the card name, right? You can even do Rivalry for Lava Golem, but you can't do that for like the Gallant Greatest Thief or whatever comes out in the next set, so it's important to keep that in mind. The Alan Burson line becomes a lot easier because Scarlet Tiger just becomes a second body. You can do the whole combo that way. I've shown it in previous videos. You can go back and watch that. I'm not going to show it again. I think it's the same combo it's always been. But what I do want to show you is the 1-card Gold Leo line after you get Imperm, right? So we have Scarlet Tiger and Gold Leo, right? If you normal summon Gold Leo and it gets Imperm here, normally you're screwed, right? Even if you have Super Duper Polymerization, you just can't generate the amount of bodies to make a meaningful play other than SP with the Silverhound and Great Pass. However, Tiger allows us to do new things, right? We turn it into a Perfume Dancer, and then we go Perfume Dancer 1, Tiger 2, grabbing the Gold Leo back from graveyard. This is just an extra body. That matters so much for this deck. I grabbed the Kaleido a little bit earlier, so whoops. Grab Perfume, grab that back, Perfume effect to go search for Kaleido, and then Perfume Dancer, bounce, summon Kaleido, Kaleido send for cost Tiger, overlay these two into Tiger King set Tanky, grab Black Sheep effect, grab that Tiger back to hand. Oh my gosh, it's so clean. Make these into a cross sheep. Tiger, bring back Kaleido effect, send Yellow Marten bounce Tiger, summon itself back, make Nyarla detach 2. Yellow Marten 1, Kaleido 2. I believe this is doable without Nyarla. I think there's a way you can do it with Dugaris, but I think it's a little bit cleaner this way, and this card really helps in playing into hand traps. My other qualm with the card before was that I didn't own the card, and I wasn't going to order one card off a TCG player, but now it is in the structure decks, which is really convenient. Thank you, Ryan. So we go through this. At this point, we still have a new Silverhound effect, so we can go Silverhound for another Kaleido effect, send the Leo Dancer, Tiger for Perfume, Cross Sheep for Black Sheep, all 4 of those for Liger Dancer, then go Black Masquerade 1, Black Sheep 2 to get a card in hand to discard. I'm just going to use Tiger in this case. Boop, Poly again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Summon another Liger, these 2 into SP Little Knight. And now you'll notice we still have the Silverhound live. We have 2 Ligers and we have an SP Little Knight. This is a really clean line. I really like it this way. If you start with Silverhound into Gold Leo and then that gets impermed, you maintain your normal summon, which means you can do all of this plus like a Dugaris or a Baguska, I believe, because instead of having to bounce a card to your hand to use the Kaleido effect, you can just normal the Kaleido, and also your Gold Leo effect should still be live at that point. Anyhow, that's about it. I think the card is really neat. I think you should really consider playing it, and I think Lunalight is back on the map at least a little bit. I will be playing it for at least one regional. I'll let you know how that goes.